So I started playing the God of War last night. That game is absolutely insane. And no, I'm not playing Ragnarok. I'm playing the 2019 one because I've never ever played the series before, so I kind of want to know the characters a little. I couldn't believe it. Like, seriously, it was one of the craziest starts to a video game I've ever played in my life. My wife dies, we burn her, some random Viking knocks on my door, has some huge problem with me, which I still don't really know what it was. We have a 30-minute fist fight, I snap his neck, throw him into a crater, and walk back home. I sat in my living room like this for probably 5 minutes. Anyway, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video and welcome to the 2022 Wyattzworld Awards. This video is supposed to be fun since it's Friday, so basically I'm going to be giving you my awards for Best Athletes of the Year, Best Album of the Year, Best Movie of the Year, etc. Also, I want to point out before this video starts, I think I'm going to upload a franchise video at some point this weekend. I'm trying to pace it with the actual NFL season so we end at the same time. So if you like my franchise videos, keep an eye out for that. Anyway, before we get into this video, we got a couple of quick plugs as always. One, head over to gfuel.com, use code Wyattzworld, save yourself a discount on any G Fuel products. And two, if you're 18 years or older, head over to Prize Picks, the daily fantasy app where code Wyattzworld will match up to $100 of your first deposit. But remember, always play responsibly, and let's get into the Wyattzworld 2022 Awards. Alright, so I do want to say the first group of awards we are going to do are all going to be sports related, and we will do the non-sports related stuff after because I know majority of you guys gravitate to my channel for sports content. So the first group of awards I got are going to be Athletes of the Year in the NFL, MLB, NBA, and NHL. So the first Athlete of the Year is going to go to the NHL, and I'm giving it to Connor McDavid. Hockey's my weakest of them all, but when I looked at who had the most goals in the league, it was him, and it was him by like 10. I mean, second place was Tage Thompson, who's on the Sabres. That's awesome. But when there's that big of a gap between 1 and 2, like, obviously he's doing something substantially great. Kinda crazy, man. I haven't paid attention to hockey in so long. The last time I watched hockey and was like into it, Ovechkin was the man, Patty Kane, PK Subban. Like, these guys were all at the top of the league, and I really haven't heard any of their names once besides Ovi because, he's the man. After that, we will go to the MLB, and my MLB Player of the Year is Aaron Judge, sadly, because I hate the Yankees. But there's no denying it, man. This guy was Superman this year. He was insane. He played like a 99 overall MLB created player. 177 hits, 62 home runs, 131 RBIs, batting .311. Like, are you kidding me? Like, to me, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. I mean, you had stars emerge this year like Austin Riley. You had guys who have always been great like Bryce Harper having showcase years, but nobody compared to that. Pretty disappointed he stayed in New York too, at least to my knowledge he did, because he's just going to continue to kill the Twins for the rest of his life. Alright, up next we are going to have our NBA Athlete of the Year, and I'm a little bit scared to say this because I have nothing to back this up. He's been my favorite player since I've started watching basketball, and that's only been like 3 years. Oh man. It's not Kyrie either, but it is Kyrie's teammate. It's Kevin Durant. I love KD. I know some people call him a snake, some people call him this, that. Bro, the guy's like Nick Chubb. He just balls out and goes home. Those are my favorite kind of players. Yeah, it's great to have the flashy guys, but you get someone like KD, changes the mentality of your entire locker room and it automatically makes you a playoff contender. And finally, moving on to our NFL Player of the Year. This one might be unexpected to some people. If we were going off of a calendar year, meaning the end of last season and all of this season so far, it's not Josh Allen, it's not Jalen Hurts, it almost was Patrick Mahomes, but it's not him either. Not Jefferson, it's not Tyreek. No. It's Joe Burrow. He started last year with taking his team to the Super Bowl and nearly winning it, and he ended the same year on that same path to do it again. Guys, this team was 2-14 3 years ago. I understand he's probably not the best quarterback in the league. He's not the overall best player in the league. But you give me the last 365 days, he's arguably been one of the most successful quarterbacks in the league. Joey B, you're my Athlete of the Year. Alright, after that, I got a recommendation from you guys. It is the touchdown celebration of the year, and I have 2 of them here. One of them goes to Alexander Madison for him acting like he was hurt and then twerking, which he was fined for. And the other one was actually to Kadarius Toney, his first touchdown with the Chiefs. I thought it was hilarious when he started limping like he ripped his ACL again, or his quad, whatever, and then he ended up just being fine and laughing it off. I thought that was pretty funny because everybody had a heart attack. Those would be my celebrations of the year. Alright, and the last NFL related award is the Game of the Year. And you do have to think about this one, by the way. And yes, the Bills are in both of them. It's either Bills Chiefs in the playoffs last year or Bills Vikings this year. And it's even better because I cannot go back and rewatch the highlights to either of them. I never have and I never will. I'm gonna give it to the Bills Vikings game though, and it's because of the fact that I was there. You know, it was just such a mesmerizing thing to witness. I got to see what, 2, 3, 4 ridiculous catches. Either way, you couldn't have written it for a better game. Vikings, Bills, both 0-4 in the Super Bowl, go to OT in an absolute shootout in Orchard Park. That's my game of the year. All right, up next, we actually got 2 wrestling awards. We got Match of the Year and Wrestler of the Year. So Match of the Year came down to 2 with me. The runner-up was Seth versus Cody at WrestleMania. Yeah, personally, I think that was the best of their trilogy. But the winning Match of the Year to me is Gunther versus Sheamus at Clash at the Castle. That was the definition of a wrestling match. If you are going to show any match out there to a non-wrestling fan to rope them in, that is the match you show them. It was 20 minutes of just hard hits, throwing to the ground, I mean slapping, kicking. That was a brutal fight. It was as brutal as a UFC match, really. I'm not even sure what Meltzer graded it. He might have given it a 5 star as a perfect wrestling match. Either way, I don't care what that idiot has to say because when I was watching that match, I remember saying out loud by myself, that's the match of the year. All right, and the last wrestling award is Wrestler of the Year, and for me, it is Seth Rollins. I don't even have to think twice about it. Dude, you can take Kota Ibushi, Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega, CM Punk, MJF, Adam Cole, Kofi Kingston, put them in a blender, and that might equal one of Seth Rollins' feet. Like, he is miles ahead of anybody out there. It doesn't matter if his win-loss is bad. It's entertainment. It's scripted entertainment. He is the flat-out best in the industry. Smoothest, cleanest, doesn't make mistakes. I think he just got hurt, and that really sucks, but you put him in a wrestling ring, you're getting a 4-star match at bare minimum. All right, moving on, we will go into some entertainment awards. You know, music, movies, TV shows, whatnot. So the first award I'm actually going to go to here is Movie of the Year because I'm going to have a really bad pick. And I know it because, guys, I've only seen about 5 total movies in 2022, and all of them I think were horror. My favorite movie I saw this year, I'm sorry, was Smile. I thought Smile was well done. It was creepy. The ending was kind of meh. But the movie did a good job at sending shivers up your spine and always just, you know, keeping you very uncomfortable. Now, I would like to say my worst movie of the year was Halloween Kills or Black Phone. It's a toss-up. Halloween Kills just murdered the entire franchise. Black Phone was a movie that had all the potential in the world, and the execution and delivery were so bad. Spoiler alert, fast forward 15 seconds if you don't want to hear about Black Phone and you plan on watching it. Basically, the movie is great. It's a kid trapped in a guy's basement and he's trying to get out. Awesome. And then all of a sudden he sees ghosts down there and his little sister can tell the future and telepathically communicate with him, and it just turns into a ridiculous scheme. I hated it. I hated it so much. All right, after that, we've got TV Show of the Year, and this one, I'm confident that my pick is actually pretty valid. I've only seen really 1, 2, maybe 3 TV shows this year, and my favorite one by far that was made in 2022, Obi-Wan Kenobi. That was great. I love it, man. Still love it. I'll go back and rewatch it. Yeah, it's a little cheesy at times, but it was a really good show. There is 2 different kinds of Star Wars fans out there. You're either a Star Wars fan or you're a Star Wars fan who hates Star Wars, and that's the worst kind of people. I mean, it gives such a good visual representation of what was going on, you know, between Obi-Wan and Vader between episodes 3 and 4. Introduces new characters, connects a lot of strings with future movies. I have no complaints. I thought it was amazing. It's my show of the year. Before I move on, I do want to say I don't really have an actor of the year because I didn't watch a lot of stuff this year, so I would have to say probably Ewan McGregor since we're on the topic of Star Wars. Next up, we got Album of the Year. I was gonna do Song of the Year, but I don't really have a Song of the Year, I don't think. I listen to old music, bro. Which is funny I say that because neither of the 2 albums that I have here in contention are like old style music. You know, they're not rock or anything. They're both like rap or alternative. 2 albums that I have tied for Album of the Year. 2 albums that shockingly I just fell in love with. I don't know why. Cowboy Tears by Oliver Tree, which introduced me to Oliver Tree. He's a weird guy, but he makes some really good music. Or Multiverses by Wiz Khalifa. And that one I just found at the very end of 2022. And man, it is a great album. Every song on it is great. These could be weird picks, but I don't like Drake. I don't listen to Future. I don't listen to Lil Pump or any of those guys. New music doesn't come often for me, so when I do find it and I do like it, I don't take it for granted. These 2 albums were great. All right, next award we got is Video Game of the Year, and this one is going to be very hot. It's gonna be hot for a lot of reasons, and I'll go over the major reason number one. The major reason this is gonna be hot is because it's not Elden Ring. The reason it's not Elden Ring, guys, I haven't played Elden Ring, so I can't have it at my top game of the year. It wouldn't make sense. And it's surely not Madden. It's not WWE 2K, not NBA 2K. It's not a sports game. Some of you might be able to pick out what it is now. But my game of the year is Pokemon Violet. And no, I'm not kidding you. And I know that might be another hot take because the game is unpolished, it is unfinished, but it is the funnest game I think I've ever played. Never have I put 95 hours into a game as fast as I did with that. I 100% completed every aspect of that game. I didn't put that controller down from the moment that I brought it home because I couldn't get off. It was that fun. I mean, it's the definition of open world. You go and you do wherever and whatever you want. It's perfect. All right, and the last award, and it was another recommendation. It's a very, very good one. It is the non-sports moment of the year. And that was when the mandates were lifted for COVID. When people could go into, public without masks on or being, 6 feet apart. Sorry if someone's sensitive for COVID and you guys are thinking that I'm being insensitive talking about it being lifted. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just saying sincerely how happy I was to be able to walk outside and just feel normal again. That was the best moment of 2022 by far. All right, everybody, but that is going to be all for the Wyattzworld 2022 awards. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you had fun with it. Keep an eye out for a franchise video this weekend. It doesn't happen often, but I think it's going to this time. But other than that, have a good weekend, and as always, I will see you in the next video.